what made you want to become teachers?
I guess that first and foremost, I wanted to be a scientist, and in many ways, I still consider myself to be a scientist. I'm obviously not doing science research, but I I guess it was a pathway in the back of my mind that I'd always seen as something I would do later once I had some different experience. And for me, that ended up being sooner than I had initially thought it would be, because mining wasn't really for me after all. But yeah, to me, I've always admired and respected teachers, and I thought that would be something I'd like to do. I don't think I would have ended up loving geology as much as I do, because if I didn't have a teacher at high school that was a geologist that, raved about soils and stuff like that. So I think, the idea of being able to have that kind of impact on a student, I mean, who would think to like soils? To be able to have that kind of an impact on a student is exciting. And so that was kind of why I'd always thought I'd like to do that. So, yeah.
Thanks. Will, over to you.
So I'd always said growing up that I never wanted to be a teacher, actually. People would say, oh, you'd be a great teacher. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be a teacher. Just, it runs in my family a lot. My mum's a kindergarten teacher, and my auntie and uncles have been principals and teachers and all of the above. So I was pretty hesitant, I guess, to get into that, to become a teacher. However, throughout uni, even though I didn't do teaching, I kept falling into this like education realm of experience through different opportunities I grabbed at university and that kind of thing. And I was lucky enough to intern for the Minister for Education, Federal Minister at one point, Peter Garrett, because I was really interested in being involved in education policy in particular, and I guess public policy more generally, sorry. And I still remember I was sitting in the office at Parliament House, and I was like, I was doing research on kids from disadvantaged backgrounds and how they could, I guess, get a better job in the future through schooling and through other pathways as well. And I kind of realized that I had no real idea what I was talking about or the kids who I was talking about, and found that it to be quite hypocritical to be able to write a policy about kids that I'd never even seen in a classroom apart from my own schooling experience. So yeah, that's kind of my line of thought. And then I saw Teach for Australia and ended up applying, and yeah, obviously was lucky enough to get in. So yeah, that's kind of how I decided to do Teach for Australia, and now I've realized I love teaching. So go figure. Yeah, it's worked out really well.